Hello everyone and welcome to the Unreal Show. I am your host Jimmy Unreal and this is our first episode of hopefully many more to come. Alright, let's get to the stories for today. With so many news floating around, various relevant global events don't even make it onto our radars when maybe they should. Here's what I'm talking about.
Defying the military once again, anti-coup protesters marched in their hundreds in Dawe, carrying National League for Democracy flags and flashing the three-fingered salute. On their posters, the acronym CDM, that stands for Civil Disobedience Movement.
At the time we've aired this, hundreds of people have already died in violent entanglements between the army and pro-democracy protesters in Myanmar. Myanmar, also called Burma by some, is a country located in Southeast Asia, home to over 50 million people. Ever since the army overthrew the elected democratic government and the junta has been installed, things have not been so stable. Junta means a group of military officers running a country after seizing power. If you're wondering how you can use junta in a sentence, here's an example. Junta troops, which seized power in Myanmar on February 1st, opened fire near hospitals and conducted violent raids to consolidate control of the country. That's also not the worst thing to happen. According to Myanmar Now, an independent news agency, dozens of houses were burned down and nearly 300 people lost their homes in the fire. I don't know about Myanmar's military dictatorship policies, but shooting at their citizens and burning down their homes might not win over their support. The junta leader, Senior General Min Kyung Hliang, seen here wishing democracy farewell, held a speech on Armed Forces Day talking about how the military would protect its citizens and strive for justice and freedom. But there's only so much you can believe after seeing the same military doing this.
A man in uniform shooting at men on a motorbike. Two people trying to flee, but one is dragged away.
Reported by Reuters were also military airstrikes in the Muta district. Because, nothing screams more like freedom than dropping bombs at night and making your citizens flee to Thailand. Although, if I were to run to a different country, I would probably also choose Thailand. What? They give great massages. So I've heard. One fun fact about the Armed Forces Day is that the only international diplomat present at the speech held by the senior general was the Russian Foreign Deputy Minister. No wonder Myanmar and Russia act like besties. In cases like this, you see international powers like the United Nations and US condemning and imposing sanctions on such regimes. But we will have to wait and see just how much that will do, since Russia and China have both been supplying Myanmar with arms and ammunition for years. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Myanmar spent an estimated $800 million just on Russian weaponry and more than $1 billion on ammunition imported from China in the past decade. Myanmar's new leadership reminds me of that drunk friend who needs to be taken home before something really bad happens. Then Russia shows up as the wingman ready to help out, except by the time you've reached the safety of your own door, they've also convinced you to buy $800 million worth of weapons. Unfortunately, civilian lives don't stand a chance in the face of good business and maintaining political interest. To the people of Myanmar, my prayers go to you. Hello?
Hello, is this Jimmy Unreal from the internet?
Hi, yes, this is him. Who am I speaking to?
Hello, Mr. Jimmy, I am biggest fan of your show. I want to ask you something.
Biggest fan? How? We only have one episode.
Yes, very good episode, Mr. Jimmy. I want to send you a gift. Can I know your full name, address, and the list of all your family members?
Family members? And gift? What kind of gift? And who are you? Who is this?
Oh, Mr. Jimmy, it's best gift. It will blow your mind.
I don't want any gifts. Wrong number, thank you, bye. After Twitter made the bold move of banning Donald Trump, Facebook also took matters into its own hands by freezing Venezuela's President Nicolas Maduro's page for 30 days and also removed a video of him over allegations of promoting a cure for the coronavirus without evidence. I know you're tired of corona news, but this is a really fun one. President Maduro, seen here holding his new book on why size does matter, advocated for the use of a drug by the name of Carvativir, which sounds more like the code name for a mistress rather than a miracle drug, although they could be both. Facebook says they follow guidance from the World Health Organization, which does not acknowledge any cure for the virus. Venezuela's government said this was digital totalitarianism, which is pretty weird coming from a country whose last presidential election is still not recognized by 46 countries for not complying with international standards of a democratic, free, fair, and transparent process. Look, we all want to make a little money on the side and look good, but telling the world you have a cure for a virus without medical evidence is not the way to go. I know for sure that carbativir is not the real drug that cures COVID. You want to know how I know? Because the real cure is called Rivatavrac, which is definitely not carbativir spelled backwards, and countries can acquire it for a limited time only via rivatavrac.com. You can place your orders within the next 24 seconds. We only accept Bitcoin. And finally, our last segment for the day comes from Lil Nas X. The 21-year-old rapper named Montero Lamar Hill put out a song about a week ago, which is making a lot of noise in the online community. Let me show you a quick preview of what I'm talking about.
Cocaine and drinking with your friends. You live in the dark, boy, I cannot pretend.
Lil Nas X, who came out as a gay man in 2019, talks about how difficult and scary it was for him to open up about his sexuality. In an Instagram post, he published a short letter to his 14-year-old self with a beautiful message which goes like this. My favorite part is the agenda to make people stay the fuck out of other people's lives, even though I just commented on 2 countries and how fucked up their leaders are, leaders being much sad, taking into consideration that neither of their population recognize these pretty much self-proclaimed dictators as their legitimate rulers. But back to Montero. Lil Nas X also has a new shoe line out, which are called Satan shoes, a bit too much for the Christian viewers, but Christianity doesn't support gay people, so anyway. The Satan shoes, made in collaboration with a company called MSCHF, Mischief maybe, are Nike Air Max's 97S and have dropped on March 29th. However, Nike put out a statement to NBC News really distancing themselves from the concept by saying, "We do not have a relationship with Little Nas X or MSCHF. Nike did not design or release these shoes and we do not endorse them. They are said to contain 600 cc's of ink and a drop of human blood." You could say people gave their life for this kind of shoes, am I right?
Nope.
The sneakers were made in a limited number of, can you guess? 666 pairs. And they have a price tag of $1,018, although you're basically paying to be associated with a brand and not for an actual pair of shoes. They also have a pentagram pendant which says I Saw Satan, MSCHF, and Lil Nas X, and are numbered individually on the back. They also have Luke 10:18 written at the front, which is a Bible verse set that talks about Satan's fall from heaven, also displayed in the video like this. Alright everyone, that is all for our first episode. I hope we were not too outrageous, including Dictators, Russia, the G from LGBTQ, and Satan's shoes. Now that I said it out loud, I'm not sure if we're gonna make it this episode. But hopefully we'll see you next week. Guys, if you like this video, I have a little surprise for you. We are a small startup and we want to make VR content creation available for free to anyone. If you want to be an early adopter, we will be releasing an alpha version of the studio in which we made this very same video possible. Shoot us an email at the same address in the comment section in the description, not comment section below, and we will keep you in the loop about the progress we make. Alright, see you next time. Bye!